What if I told you that the difference between a good team and a World Cup champion isn't just talent, but how they handle the absolute worst moments? Let me tell you about a game that had me on the edge of my seat, and not just because of the rugby. Imagine this: South Africa, the Springboks, facing off against Argentina in a match that felt like a pressure test for the entire rugby world. And here's the kicker: Rassie Erasmus, the coach, didn't just survive the chaos. He turned it into a masterclass in mental toughness. Now, why does this matter? Because in sports, especially high-stakes ones, the way a team responds to being absolutely crushed is what defines their legacy. It's not about the perfect play, it's about the grit to dig out of a hole when everyone thinks you're finished. Let's break this down. Argentina came out swinging, and I mean swinging like they were trying to knock the Boks off the planet. The Springboks were under siege, literally. But here's what struck me: Erasmus didn't panic. Instead, he leaned into the chaos. Think about that for a second. Most coaches would try to fix the obvious mistakes, but Erasmus? He redefined the problem. He turned the game into a psychological battle. And that's where the real magic happens. When you're down, you either fold or you force your opponent to question their own game plan. The Boks didn't just win, they reminded everyone why they're the kings of rugby. Now, let's talk about what this says about modern sports. We live in an age where analytics and data dominate every decision. But this game? It was raw, unscripted, and human. The Springboks didn't follow a spreadsheet, they followed instinct. And that's terrifying for teams that rely too much on numbers. What many people don't realize is that the best coaches aren't the ones with the most stats, they're the ones who can read a room, a game, a moment. Erasmus didn't just win a match, he won a narrative. He showed that resilience isn't about physical strength, it's about mental flexibility. If you take a step back and think about it, this game is a blueprint for how to handle any kind of failure, not just in sports. It's about resetting, adapting, and refusing to let the pressure define you. But here's the deeper question: what does this mean for the future of the Springboks? Are they just a team with a great coach, or is this the start of a new era in rugby? One thing is certain: Erasmus has proven that the path to a World Cup isn't about dominating every game. It's about surviving the ones that feel impossible. And that, my friends, is the kind of mindset that builds legends. So next time you're in a tough spot, remember, the real champions aren't the ones who never fall, they're the ones who get up and make their opponents doubt themselves. What will you do when the pressure is on?